just walk in.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Tough conditions make a huge impact at Champions Retreat today. Next at 6 o'clock, Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale is looking at the impact for tomorrow's practice round at Augusta National. But first, we now know who's moving forward in the Augusta National Women's Amateur. Windy conditions had several players right there on the cut line for most of the afternoon. News 12's Laura Warren joining us live from Champions Retreat, a golf course that really showed its teeth today, Laura.
A tough course out here today, Richard. The wind was whipping pretty much all day long, really never letting up, and it was speeding up the greens considerably, but it was also slowing players down as they were waiting for some of those gusts to pass. We saw a heartbreaking example of that really affecting a player. I want to bring in Sports Director Dan Booth to talk about that. A former tournament champion actually assessed a penalty for doing just that.
Anna Davis and her entire group were told multiple times throughout the day that they were out of position, and because of that, in part, Anna Davis received a one-stroke penalty for not listening or not obeying the tournament's pace of play policy. And when you add that one stroke to her overall score, it brought her to 4 over on the day, which means that she misses the cut for the second year in a row, which this year was 3 over. So she missed it by 1 stroke in a heartbreaking fashion, as you alluded to, Laura. And now, one of the many other storylines that you alluded to as well were the course conditions in round 2. The greens were firm and fast, and the wind was pushing and pulling the ball all over the place, making it difficult for players to approach the green and even putt when they got there. A handful of players did perform well under these conditions, like Florida State's Lottie Wode, who now stands alone atop the leaderboard at 5 under. Wode had an already impressive round and ended up with a bogey-free back 9, which really helped her separate herself from the rest of the field. One of the younger players in this year's field, Gianna Clement, had an impressive day of her own, going 1 under on the day, bringing her score to 3 under in second place.
I don't think there's anything you can do to prep for that. I mean, there's definitely going to be some nerves on the first tee. That's inevitable, but I'm not thinking that far ahead yet. I still have a practice round to play, and that's a really important day, just to soak up as much information as you can from the caddy. And yeah, it's a really important practice round tomorrow, so I'm going to get that done first.
Yeah, definitely. You can remember some of the shots that you've seen your favorite golfers hit, and then you left yourself a similar shot, and you're like, oh, maybe I could hit it as good as them, and see what happens.
And heading into the final round this weekend at Augusta National, we have 11 players who are currently under par, so that could mean that we should be in for a fun ride down the stretch with everything that Augusta National has to offer.
Yeah, certainly excited for that. And Riley, we are really hoping that this wind is going to die down and give these girls a break out there come Saturday at Augusta National.
Cannot come soon enough, Riley.
Absolutely, guys. And it looks like we will see some relief even tomorrow for that practice round, especially if they're going to get out there early. The only thing is temperatures are going to feel pretty chilly early tomorrow morning, most likely waking up in the low. The rest of the forecast for you just about 10 minutes.
All right, back here live at Champions Retreat. All of the women have gone home. They are preparing for their big day at Augusta National tomorrow as they prepare to play that practice round out there. But even though none of them are playing for their college team, so many of them play for a college team that there's a good bit of friendly rivalry out there. It creates a really fun environment, and you can see the patrons really pulling for their teams.
Go Tigers.
College rivalry. It's about as southern as pimento cheese.
I do have a lot of friends who do play for Carolina. We kind of butt heads a little bit, but we would just joke about it.
Catherine's here to support her teammate, fellow Clemson golfer Annabelle Pancake.
Annabelle is an incredible senior, and she's a great friend. And you know, our team is pretty young at Clemson, so to see our senior be able to compete at a level like this and paving the way for us is truly inspiring.
For the Pancake family, it's a house divided. They all play golf at different colleges, so they understand rivalry.
I'm an Alabama grad, and my wife went to Arizona State, and Annabelle at Clemson, so we have a lot of trash talking going on, that's for sure.
Other local favorites this week, 2 Gamecocks in the hunt. Hannah Darling making a run for Saturday, and first-timer Louise Ridquist.
I love the support from University of South Carolina, and we come from a great culture. At South Carolina, you know, our women's basketball team was doing great, our men's basketball team was getting a lot better, and you know, we just come from a really supportive group of athletes, and that's a really nice thing to be able to represent.
And for each player out here, they know what it would mean for their alma mater to be able to hoist that trophy Saturday.
It'd be absolutely fabulous. Ingrid Lindblad, our fifth-year senior, is #1 in the world and had a really good round yesterday, and hopefully she can get through today and get to Augusta, and at that point you see what happens.
Sitting at the top of the leaderboard right now is Lottie Wode. She plays for Florida State University. Interesting enough, this year there are no dogs in the hunt, no UGA players, Alyssa, so we're not expecting to hear at least as much barking as we usually do Saturday at Augusta National.
Yeah, very, very tough news for Dogs fans. Great news, though, for Full Swing fans. Alex Fitzpatrick was out here. He hopped on the bag for his girlfriend, who's appearing in her 4th Augusta National Women's Amateur.
We haven't killed each other quite yet.
The stars have aligned at Champions Retreat.
It's been 3.5 years, and finally convinced him to hop on the bag for me.
Well, you try and grasp it every time you can spend together, and you know, this happened to fall at the right time for both of us, really.
You may be familiar with his last name. His brother Matt Fitzpatrick won the RBC Heritage last year. Alex currently plays on the European Tour.
It's funny, she actually plays, I would say, a lot like my brother.
But it's hers he's wearing this week.
It's been fun. It keeps me loose, and it's been nice to have someone like him as a sounding board, and I hope I can be the same for him.
I think sometimes, you know, you just got to make sure you're there, so if she wants to vent, she can.
Even if it's lending her more than just a club.
There were a couple times I'm like, Alex, will you pull me up the hill?
Yeah.
He's still learning her game.
I play a very different golf game than he does, so for him to adjust to how I play, I think has been really interesting.
She's still learning his.
Sometimes it's a little difficult because I see things differently with my game. So it's just kind of a balancing act, really, you know. Just trying to make sure that she's comfortable out there and she plays her own game without me getting too involved.
Well, Alex said that he felt the pressure of reading the putts, but
Yeah.
hey, he did well because she made the cut, and it'll be a family affair because Matt is in the field at Augusta National.
Exciting couple of weeks for that family, maybe family to be one day.
Absolutely.
That is great to see. Great to see all those college logos out there as well, Laura. And fantastic work at Champions Retreat. It's time to pack the bags for a change of venue over to Washington Road, and we look forward to continued coverage from the team. Thanks, guys, very much. From Butler to Glen Hills to Westside, a coach leaving his mark on the communities where he served.
He never forgot a face. He never forgot the school. He never forgot the stats.
We're going to show you how students, staff, and more honored former Westside High football coach Tim McLean.
And another windy day across the CSRA. Things will calm down over the next few days, but temperatures remaining cool into the weekend. We'll have that full forecast next.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team. Introducing the...
Education is our middle name.
Brett, what are you doing? Laminating some stuff. First off, pretty sure that's a federal offense. And second, that's for our customers to laminate their Medicare cards when they come in for a commitment-free consultation. My bad. Are you 64.com.
To weather now is to give you a live look at our camera.
Monday, we have the opportunity to see a partial solar eclipse. Best viewing is going to be around 3 p.m. Monday afternoon for us here in Augusta. Right now, both models showing at least a chance for a few clouds, but I think we will have a decent opportunity to see that as we get into Monday. Now, here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Nice weather through the weekend, and then rain chances back as we get into next week.
Thanks, Riley. Also this evening, saying goodbye to a mentor, a coach, and a friend. Today, students and players and staff gathered to say farewell to former Westside High School football coach Tim McLean. From Glen Hills to Butler to Jefferson County, Coach McLean's impact is widespread. As Sidney Hood tells us, they're determined to carry on his legacy.
As we watch these balloons soar into the heavens, let's remember how he has touched our lives in profound ways.
A familiar face to many.
He never forgot the school. He never forgot the stats.
Coach Mack never forgot your face.
You're always going to have someone saying, hey, you know, he was my coach at this school, that school, or whatever, you know, year it was. He would always
say, hey, this is my student from so-and-so.
From Butler to Glen Hills to Westside, Coach Mack left his mark on every field he coached on.
I saw Tim that day. He interviewed with Coach Hutto. He said, I'm back because his name is McClain. My name is Mac Ray. He said, I'm back with you, Mac.
I lift up Keller. I lift up his children.
Every player has come and given the most genuine, strong, heartfelt hug to me. That's Coach Mack. He always wanted to hug, and he always wanted people to feel love.
There are two things in life Coach Mack loved most: football and his family.
We followed him everywhere that he went. Some of the teachers that he had went to school under, he ended up coaching with them. To see him go off to college, finish college, and come back to where he went to elementary all the way through high school and become a coach.
For the Patriots, there's no doubt Coach Mack is with them forever.
Come back on me, come back on me. 1, 2, 3.
In Augusta, Sydney Hood on your side.
And you can just tell Coach McClain touched a lot of lives. Federal funding will help a nursing program in Aiken, and that's not all. A U.S. Senator comes to town with a lot to say about money when we come back.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group.
Call attorney John Foy and Associates today.
Higher education, military advancement, water and sewer improvements in Aiken County all getting a boost. U.S. Senator Lindsey Graham in Aiken today making the federal funding announcement. So, who's getting what? Taylor Martin is live with the answers.
Billions of dollars in federal funding is coming to multiple areas in the Aiken community.
Local government, state government, and federal government ought to work together. So we've got $7.5 million in the latest federal budget coming to this community.
Along with the money for water and sewer improvements in the city and $1 billion for Savannah River plutonium projects are $20 million for a National Guard Readiness Center at USC Aiken and $1 million to fund the nursing program at Aiken Technical College.
It gives us hope, inspiration, and know that we're on the right track, that we're doing something great, that we have both the state and the federal government funding us and backing us up in our ventures.
Senator Graham says the money for the nursing program is to help the flow of nurses going through Aiken while addressing shortages in the industry.
If you go to the hospitals, they're having a nursing shortage all over the country. The nursing program at the technical colleges are the feeder system for our hospital system and our doctors.
Aiken Tech says the money will help fund hands-on equipment in their new nursing building.
Especially that of simulation, is right now we're in a simulation room, but a lot of the high-end equipment and to dress out all of our classrooms and our labs for our students.
Today, city leaders thank Senator Graham for keeping Aiken in mind with federal funding. Reporting in Aiken, Taylor Martin on your side.
Senator Graham also stopped by the Clyburn Center where they got more than $400,000 to furnish a new building that should be open May 1st. We'll check out this site. Pinwheels helping bring awareness to child abuse cases in Columbia County, all part of Child Abuse Awareness Month. Almost 300 pinwheels in the grass there in front of the Chick-fil-A and Mullins Crossing in Evans. The exact number here, 291, representing victims of child abuse in the county who were served by child enrichment just last year. The Columbia County Exchange Club put these in place, and they also hold fundraisers to fight child abuse in our community. Going to give you a live look now outside Alexander Drive and Riverwatch Parkway. This is the normal afternoon flow of traffic, but starting tomorrow, look for more drivers sharing the road with you. With more drivers out of town coming in, you can expect to see more law enforcement on the road to keep everyone safe. And as always, there are some tricks for navigating your way around Augusta this time of year. Hallie Turner joining us live outside the News 12 studio with a closer look.
Yeah, well, whether you're a patron heading to the course or you're just in town for the excitement, you can expect traffic on and around Washington Road. And the sheriff's office tells me if you want to avoid it, the last thing you'll want to trust is your GPS.
The green signs are up and the orange barrels are out.
The sheriff tells us every year, he reminds us again this week, we are simultaneously providing security and traffic control for the largest sporting event in the world.
Captain Whitehead with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office says all that's left is controlling the traffic.
We'll be increasing patrols, still enforcing laws, and still responding to calls. We are a hands-free state. We ask that you abide by that as soon as you come into the state and into Richmond County. We do enforce our traffic laws to include DUI.
And a lot of those drivers are not familiar with our streets.
Biggest thing is we have a lot of newcomers who may not be familiar with the routes or the best routes to take.
Captain Whitehead says instead of GPS, use the signs you see hanging from stoplights and on the side of the road to help direct you. And if you're not going to the tournament, there are several roads you'll want to avoid.
Riverwatch Parkway would probably be the next busy, and then coming on the other side, going east of that would probably be Walton Way Extension. But Riverwatch, because mainly a lot of employees utilize Riverwatch Parkway to get to their parking lot, and also I-20 will be dumping traffic off onto Riverwatch.
Now, adding extra time on your route or taking a wrong turn can be extremely frustrating. And for those of you going to the course, there is a QR code that you can scan for parking and traffic updates. And we'll add that to our website at wrdw.com.
Please do. I know a lot of drivers will be counting on that. Hallie Turner from a very busy Riverwatch Parkway. Also this evening, the solar eclipse is almost here. Unfortunately, we're not going to see that in totality in this part of the country, but we're going to get about 75%. And we have some watching events to tell you about across the area. The Augusta University Physics Club hosting a viewing event Monday afternoon from 1:30 until 4 in the afternoon. That's going to be on the intramural field next to Christenberry Fieldhouse. That club will have solar telescopes for you to see, free eclipse glasses while those supplies last. In Aiken, USCA is holding an event at the DuPont Planetarium. Eclipse glasses also available there for a couple of dollars. The eclipse will begin at 1:50 in the afternoon. It'll end at 4:23 in the afternoon. They say maximum totality for us is right around 3:08 Monday afternoon. We just needed to be clear skies, Riley. No clouds to interfere with this party.
I know it. Both fingers are crossed that we can actually get a few breaks in the clouds. But that ideal time is going to be around 3 p.m. Monday afternoon. It should be quite the show if you have the proper eyewear. Now look at that forecast coming up.
Spring has SRA. You'll find out about it here. All the latest events, shows, and more. Happy Hour begins at 3 with Mix at 3. Weekdays on News 12.
Trust Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale for your first alert.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, for Heart of America, meet the 7-year-old who helped his teacher during a medical emergency. What he says he learned at home that prepared him to jump into action. That and more headlines tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Well, taking a look at I-20 just outside of our studios here, you can see eastbound traffic on I-20 a little bit congested here at the moment near the river, but a beautiful afternoon. We're still seeing temps in the mid-60s and a good steady west wind holding steady at around 15 miles an hour. Remember, temperatures tonight are going to dip down into the low and mid-40s by daybreak Friday, so another chilly start to the day. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll see those highs back into at least the mid-60s for most spots, and likely going to be nothing but sunshine out there again for us. Now, Saturday morning, I'm not going to be surprised if we do see a few spots, especially north of I-20, actually hit the upper 30s. So it is going to be an even cooler start to our Saturday morning. Later into our Saturday afternoon, not looking like those temps really budge up too much more, most likely remaining in the mid-60s. Now by Sunday, we do start to see the 70s back, and then next week, those temperatures do look much more seasonal for us. Not much rain in our forecast until we get to around Tuesday next week, and then better chance by Thursday.
But we're not quite finished with the cold air yet, Riley. Thanks a lot. Our next live update comes at the top of the hour over on 26 News. We'll see you there or right back here tonight at 11.
At the CBS Evening News, we focus on solutions, finding solutions to help people understand what are the right choices to make for you and your family.
Hey guys, it's Anna Christina